you're advised financially to have 6 months saved up, or you never in personal. I feel businesses should follow the same way because, like it or not, we're in a world that's constantly evolving, and businesses' finances can suffer. Hey there, family. Gabrielle here, daughter of the Almighty, mom to two amazing kids, and a Yorkie named Luna. Also, I'm a fellow Christian business owner. If you're ready to say yes to financial clarity and exchange chaos for calm, you're in the right place. We're diving deep into strong faith, practical stewardship, and savvy bookkeeping. All right, family, grab your coffee and your notebook. Let's talk about God, business, and getting those books in order. Welcome back, family. Let's talk about the biggest mystery in small business. Where did the money go? I feel like that is a question that we even ask in our personal finances and in our business finances. I definitely look at my bank account and I'm like, what did I spend? Did I really spend all that money? So in business, you look at your profit and loss report and see $10,000 in profit, but your bank account is empty. And you're like, man, I made the profit. Where is it? Right? So that's basically something I like to call cash flow confusion. All right. So the profit and loss statement tells you how much you earned, and the cash flow statement tells you how much cash you actually have available right now. All right. So for Christian business owners, mastering this statement is key to responsible stewardship. You can't manage what you don't fully track. All right. So I want you to think of the profit and loss as your scorecard, and the cash flow statement is your fuel gauge. You need to know both. All right. So like I said, we use in my business, we use accrual accounting. That's mostly the accounting that everyone uses. So it records, if you make an invoice, it will record the income right then and there, right? So you look at your profit and loss statement, you're like, man, yes, yes, yes. Where sales are up, things are great, we got all this money, and let's do this next big business move. Whoa, 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 hold your horses, honey. Hold your horses. The cash flow statement is how much actual cash that you have in your bank account. All right. It's kind of like, think about it. So personally, when I'm watching my personal bank account and I look and I'm like, okay, my available balance is like, we have XYZ amount. And then, no, my current balance is like, oh, you have XYZ amount. And then the available balance is like, no, you don't. And you're just like, man, I wish I can go by this higher number because this higher number makes me feel a little bit more safer. That is basically the analogy I want to use between the profit and loss statement and the cash flow statement. All right. So let's demystify the actual cash flow statement. It's one of the most important statements. Remember, we went over the profit and loss, which is the income, the balance sheet, and the cash flow. Those are the three basic financial reports that you need to get a holistic view of your business. So let's talk about the cash flow statement. So simply simplify the three main sections of the cash flow statement because there's three main sections on it that you'll see in. I'm going to give you like a little analogy or a simpler term to think about each section as you look at this report. So, number one, the operating activities is like your core mission. This is the cash generated directly from selling your products or services. This is the main focus for your small business. So, for example, I personally am a virtual bookkeeper. I sell bookkeeping services for small service based businesses, right? So, on my cash flow statement, that any client that I have or anything any income that is made from my business services, that is operating activities. That is the cash. That's where all of those cells will go, right there underneath that bucket. Your investing activities. Okay, so this is the cash spent on buying long-term assets like new equipment, computers, or major softwares. So you're like, my computer's going out. I need to purchase a new computer or car or whatever. So you buy it cash because we're gonna talk about loans here in a second. That is what you're investing in your business. That's your business future, the long-term equipment that's not here today and gone tomorrow. All right. So your financing activities, bing, bing, bing. This is the portion I was talking about with the car. So this is the cash flow from debts, like your loans, or the equity, the money you put in or take out. Because as an owner, your business works for you. Be in the mentality of that. Your business is its own entity and it works for you. So anything that you as the owner put in, you're increasing your interest in your business, which is your equity. And anything that you take out, guess what? You're decreasing your interest, which is decreasing the equity. So for my business owners that are just LLCs, and when you pay yourself and you do an owner's draw, that is, decreasing your equity interest in your business, right? Because your business owe you money. So think of it like that. So as a small business owner, 90% of your focus should be on operating activities. So if that number is negative, you are in absolute trouble. Trouble. Like the board game. Am I showing my age here? I'm probably showing my age. You know what? I'm not even going to go there. Negative, trouble. Negative, bad. Okay. So no matter how much you actually sold on credit, because, we have credit cards and things like that. We'll go over credit cards and how that looks in your books and things of that in another episode. So, yes, main thing, 90% of you guys focus on your operating activities, on your cash flow. If that number is negative, then you're in big, big trouble, because that means that your business is not financially stable and you need to figure out what is the cost of it. All right. So I want to give 3 simple ways to gain clarity on the cash flow statement, because it probably sounded like a mouthful. Honestly, guys, I'm going to tell you and I'm going to keep it real. When I was studying bookkeeping and I was reading the different statements, I was like, huh? What now? That's what drives my passion here, to explain what I've learned, what the Holy Spirit has helped me learn, because I pray for understanding. And I want to give you 3 ways to kind of try to help make this make sense, right? So come back to listen to this or jot it down if you're able. So, way number 1, prioritize collections. This is your cash in. Okay. So shift your mindset and process to ensure quick payment. Don't wait 60 days to collect payment, depending on your business. So if you can get a deposit up front or you can get services paid up front, that is a way of getting your payment or setting reminders. So, for example, like with Zero, when you send an invoice, you're acting in faith that the money will come. Okay. So the good store follows up gently and quickly. So, for example, I love Zero. Zero, I have monthly invoices that are set up monthly, and then you can set reminders to send a little nudge to your customers like, hey, your payment's coming due, or hey, your payment is back past due. So your bookkeeping system that you put in place should prioritize timely cash flow management, because let's be honest, life is busy. You're ripping and running. If you're parents, you got kids, you're going all over the place. If you're not a parent and you just a busy person and you're doing that engagement, this engagement. And unfortunately, especially as a small business owner, maybe starting out, maybe you're a solopreneur, maybe you have, people working for you, you're grown to that part in your business where you have people working for you, and then You haven't personally had a chance to put a good bookkeeping system in place. So you have not had a chance to sit there and follow through with invoices. You don't want your invoices to just pile up and not get payment. So something like Zero, you set your monthly templates reoccurring and it automatically will go out and send out reminders. You can also turn it off if you don't like it, but it's good, helpful thing. Let things work for you. All right. So way number 2, know your cycle, know your cash out. So look at the lag time between cash coming in and bills going out. If you get paid on the 1st, but your big payroll hits on the 28th, that is a huge gap. What's going on in 27 days? So never pay bills simply because they arrived early. Use your reports to know the very last day you can pay without a penalty. All right. So this practice of delaying payment strategically keeps cash available for unexpected expenses. All right. So this is basically the financial equivalent of keeping food stored in the barn. Now, exercise this with caution. Set your reminders. Make note of your due dates. Look at your reports. Look at your income. This is budgeting. This is being strategic. This is being smart with how you're managing your money. And these reports can help you, especially this cash flow report. Okay. And number 3, finally, separate savings into a buffer account. So we've talked about having a little savings, having a little bucket to set aside when we were talking about the chart of accounts, the COA. So you use a separate savings account, not your primary business, businessing, no, that's not what we're saying. Business checking for taxes and a 3-month cash flow buffer. Just how you're advised financially to have 6 months saved up, or you never in personal, I feel businesses should follow the same way, because like it or not, we're in a world that's constantly evolving, and businesses finances can suffer. So as business owners, you have to be smart and you have to prepare for that rainy day. All right. So we often mistake our operating cash for available profit. So this is the biggest error. All right. So the moment income hits, a responsible steward moves the tax money and some buffer money out. By using 2 accounts, you visually see your true available cash. All right, which is the ultimate goal of cash flow management. So you do your tithes, you do your savings, you do your tax money, you move those into little buckets, you move them around in the savings or however accounts you have that away from your main primary checking, that bills come out and the operating activities come out that runs your business. You have those separated, because then that way when you run your cash flow statement, which amazing thing about bookkeeping, you can connect all your accounts and it will look at everything you have and holistically tell you what you have available and everything in your reports. It's holistic. Okay. So I know that this probably sounds completely confusing, but it doesn't have to be confusing. So remember, your report has 3 sections to focus on. Operating cash, all right, is the main, main one for 90% of you guys. All right. So you prioritize quick collections, manage your spending cycle, and create that vital cash flow buffer account. All right. So I wanted to let you know, if anyone is ready, the email list for Guiding Grace Bookkeeping is live. So it's a bit.ly link. So bit.ly/G Grace Podcast. That is for cool little weekly newsletters, a little words of encouragement, links to the next week's or that week's podcast episodes. All right. And you could just cultivate and be welcoming into the community. All the details is in the show notes. Until next time. As we close out today's episode of Guiding Grace Bookkeeping, I truly pray that something resonated with your heart and brought you closer to financial clarity and peace. If you felt that connection, or if a specific insight sparked something within you, please consider taking a moment to leave us a review and subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more individuals like you. And if you know someone yearning for more grace and wisdom in their finances, be a blessing and share this episode with them. Remember, walking by faith and managing with grace can transform your entire world. Until next time, stay blessed, keep shining, and let's keep those books looking beautiful.